guys, so once you've got your lights selected, again, the next step is really just going and starting to place your lights where you think they're going to look best. You're going to want to come back at night anyway and see how they look when they're actually lit up. But usually what I do just to get started, I've got my lights, I've kind of placed them everywhere around the property that I'm going to bury them or place them. Then I grab my shovel, I just dig a small hole so that I can get that ground stake started. And then make sure it's really secure, especially with a path light. And that's why you guys want to get something that's got a good ground stake. I mean, this is an 8-inch, super durable, super heavy-duty ground stake, and that's why we use stuff like FX Luminaire in all our projects. We get asked all the time, is there other brands out there? And of course there is, but we only offer what I know that I can guarantee and that I've worked with, and that is really good bang for your buck. So that's why we install these, because the little things like that, you just get a super duty ground stake, you get a really durable light, and then I go around and I take my rubber mallet to really make sure I get that light nice and secure, especially for path light, because they are a little bit taller, they're more prone to getting knocked over and stuff, so I want to make sure that's nice and secure. So with my ground stake, I'm just gonna pound that in, make sure I get it as level as possible, take my fixture now and screw it in there, and then I'm going to kind of step back and make sure that it's, you know, it's nice and straight, and leave an extra a nice little hole by the light so that I can do all my wiring connections, bury that up, come back at night, see how it looks, and then tomorrow I'll come back and we'll just bury everything. But pretty simple, just get those lights placed, use a rubber mallet. It's going to save you a lot of headache, and to make sure that light gets a lot more durable in the ground. We are using a couple path lights on this project. One area we're going to use them is just to kind of create some balance in between. We're lighting up some of the architectural stone pillars on the front of the house, and then in between we're throwing a couple path lights from place to place, just so as you're looking at it from the street or the sidewalk, there's a nice balance of light between the uplights on the pillars and then some of the garden lighting that's going to be down below. So that's primarily where we're going to be using path lights in this area. And as always, we try and use as few as possible unless it makes sense. And in this case, we've got about 6 to 8 path lights that are just going to create a nice balance of light throughout this property. Hey guys, so the final light that we've chosen in this project is we're using some path lights. You can see along me there's a few of them, but we've got them spread out pretty sparsely. I mean, they're roughly about 15 feet. That'll cast lots of light, because what we're using this for is we have a nice retaining rock wall here, and usually I like to use like an undercap light, but because this has already been built and this is kind of an afterthought, without having to rip up the rock wall, we got to find a different way to do that. So we're going to use some path lights to kind of do two things. One, it's going to light the garden up a little bit, but then the light's going to kind of cascade over the rock wall. It's going to light this pathway in between the garage and the bed, as well as throw some light down on the wall. We've only got 3 in this long stretch of area, so again, you don't need to have tons of lights. You just gotta place them properly and make the best use. And it's always better off to start with fewer lights, see how it looks, and then you can add on down the road. So that's why we use path lights, and mainly for this reason in this application. So again, fun project with some path lights, some up lights, and some wash lights, all using them a little bit differently.